Lady Val. I'm back today to actually do some crafting with you. I've been just showing you my projects that I've done off camera and only done one other one with you, so I thought I would do that today. I have done some preparing so it wouldn't, take hours to do this project with you. And this is just continuing on decorating my journal for the collaboration Out with a Bang, the last days of summer 26, with Mandy from SunflowersAndDors and Julie from Julie's Papercraft, who have collaborated together to bring us this lovely these lovely papers and the prompts for each day. There are creators for every single day during August, so please tune in. There's a playlist on both channels for YouTube videos if you are interested in watching those. So come along today and I'm going to show you a couple things I'm going to do in my journal. I have shown my journal in the last couple of videos, so if you want to tune into those, I'll try to link them below so you can do that. Okay, so we left off. I'm going to move all of this because I have, like I said, pre-prepared it. Let me put it over here. So we left off back here on this page. I'm going to skip this one for now because when I do tip-ins, which is, putting in a page or an item that was not part of the original journal when you created it, which is what I'm going to do today. I like to do it on a page that is just, the background is fairly plain. And these are both decorated nicely, so I'll wait and do something with those a little bit later. So today, pardon me, I didn't use my inhaler this morning because it makes me very hoarse. So, I thought it would be better than my really hoarse voice just to have my partially hoarse voice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some envelopes. So on this one, this side, I took, this envelope was not a very thick one, but I put it through an embossing folder, which was just, the background is pretty plain, it's just leaves. And I had to put it through twice, because it was not big enough to cover the whole envelope. But I should have sprayed it with a little bit of water because this is so thin, it did show some, bits that came through the paper, like right here, and along the sides. So I'm going to fix that as we go. But just to let you know, when you're using really thin paper, you should spray it just slightly, not soak it. But that way the paper will stretch when you put it through the embossing folder. So I cut out the pieces that I'm going to use on this particular one. So the one thing I forgot to do, no, that's right. Bear with me. I'm just thinking this out. Yeah, this is the one side I'm going to put on here and make a pocket out of it. So I wanted to, first on this, I printed this on some paper that I made an error. My printer printed the lines through it and I had to clean the heads and all that good stuff. It's my EcoTank printer, which works really well. It's just if it hasn't been used in a while, it does require you to clean those heads, and then it works just fine. But that was my error. So I printed a whole kit with the pink lines through it. So I've been using that, to print the background papers on and things, and using them that way. Okay, for this I decided I wanted to do a little bit of a border on this, and I don't want it to go off the end. So I'm going to try to get this as evenly spaced as possible here. Let me see. I mean, as evenly spaced as my eyes will tell me, and that's not always the best. So I'm gonna, sometimes these are a little bit, there we go, tricky to do. And then I'm gonna go one on each side. So what you do is you just line it up with the markings on each side, or on one side if it's, so that way when you press it down again, it's going to carry the pattern on to the next, whatever side you're working on. Sorry, these are a little tough for me. So you see that works out perfectly. And I'm going to do one more on this side. I can get it to where I need it to be. I think that's about right. Okay, here we go. Last punch. Make sure the paper's in all the way. There we go. Oh, now see, I didn't get it right. Well, you know what? We're just going to go with it. That's all I can say. Really doesn't look bad. Just adds a little bit to it. So I didn't get it quite perfect on there. Okay. Gotta get all my little bits here. Throw them in the trash. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to reinforce this edge where it's torn a little bit from the embossing folder, and I'm going to glue that down completely. And then I'm just going to glue down each side on the other side, so it forms a little pocket. Then I'm also going to glue in the crease because I want to reinforce any bits that were, you know, torn from the embossing folder. Just so it makes the little pocket edge a bit sturdier. Okay. So we're going to put that right on there. Make sure that it folds over all right and that we center it correctly. Okay, I think that's got it. Very good. Okay, there's what we got for the first pocket. And I went ahead off camera. I backed this tag and I inked it. And this one is what is going to fit right in this pocket. I'm not going to put it in there yet until that glue dries, you know, all the way. And you know what? I just realized I put it on upside down. So before the glue dries, which is why I love my Beacons 3-in-1, I can switch that. Make sure I'm getting it on there right. Yeah. So I can just put it the other way. Oh, it's so good to make these boo-boos on air so you all see that it happens to everybody. And it does happen to everybody, I do believe. And I'm just going to leave that right on there. There's still, the glue is still wet, so just had to flip it. There we go. Now that looks like I'm going to have to re-glue this part. The bottom part is fine. I am going to have to re-glue this. Okay. There we go. I lied. I need to re-glue it all. Now my bottle's getting a little low. I'm going to have to head for a second bottle. Okay, there we go. Now, only you and I will know that I made that mistake, right? Okay, perfect. All right, now the second part is I have prepared a flap that will go here. And this one really doesn't, you know, it has some writing, so I'm going to make sure I got that one on right, which I do. And we're just going to glue that down. It is very, very hot here in the desert. It is definitely summertime. My poor husband, who loves to work on his cars, is having a hard time unless he gets up and goes out there at 5 a.m. It's already hot by 8 a.m. So the air conditioner went on early today, and it's cooling down nicely inside the house. But believe me, I wouldn't want to be in a position where I had to work outside to earn a living during the summer up here. It's just absolutely stifling. Okay. Let me get my little glue eraser out, because I got glue on my fingers and then transferred it to the front here a little bit. Just going to burnish that down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now that gives us a pocket here. And when I glue it down, I will glue it down on two sides. So we have, or three sides this way. So we'll have a pocket there for another tag. And I'll have to decide what I want to put in this big pocket here. All right, let's glue that down. Well, that's got a little bit. And trim that up just a smidge here. Okay. And a little bit of ink on there. Okay. Wipe my ink bottle, or my glue bottle off. And here we go. That to go right into, not quite into the crease, but almost into the crease. And kind of center it between the page. Okay. Some more glue on there. There we go. Okay, this is probably dry enough to put our tag in there. And like I said, I've been backing all my tags with Amazon, good old Amazon packing paper, and inking them up a bit. And the reason I'm doing that is because the cardstock that I used for this is not very heavyweight. It's only 90-pound cardstock, so it just gives it a little bit more durability. And depending on how this does, since it was such thin paper, I may, you know, have to decorate this just to give it some stability, but we'll see how it does. Okay, and on the next page here, I'm going to use a smaller envelope, which is, this is, I wish I had one, you know, this is really thick, which would have been, you know, really good for that one to be this thick, to be able to go through the embossing folder and not damage the paper so much. But this is what I'm going to be using for this side. A little bit smaller. It's actually going to go this way. So what I have out to decorate this page, I actually have these papers, and I got them, I probably got them either, I'm sorry, I'm reaching over here. I meant to have this out. Goodness sakes. There we go, got it. I got this from it was either Amazon most likely, or sometimes I was getting things from Temu, but back then, because I've had this for ages, because I did make a bead journal for my daughters before. So, you know, and a lot of the vendors on Amazon are the same ones on Temu, and of course the prices are, you know, increased greatly when it's sold on Amazon. So what I'm going to do is I picked one of them out. I'm going to put that on the front, and I am going to do the back a little bit. I have 3 pieces. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put the bees on there. I'm actually going to put something under there just so it's not blank. So that's my plan here. So we'll put that together. I'm going to glue this on. Yeah, so I'm starting to say my husband can't really work outside on much. He went out there again to try to do a little bit. And it's just so very hot. And my daughter has been with us for several months, about 6 months, because she has some plumbing issues at her house, and she's going to be moving back into her own home this weekend. So the insurance company came in and packed everything in her house up in boxes, so it's just like she's, pardon me, moving back in, you know, for the first time. So she's got a lot of work ahead of her to get organized when she gets back in. But she bought a new bed, so my husband went over and put it together for her, so she's all set that way. She won't have to sleep on the couch. But she can't even find the controllers for her TV controller. I mean, these people that packed it up were, you know, they put, wouldn't you think if you're going to pack the TV up that you would put the cords that, you know, for the TV with the TV? Well, they did not do that. And there were things they put in a box that only had one thing in it. I mean, one little thing in this huge box, and I don't know if they were getting paid by the box or what. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Okay, that's the front of the envelope. A little bit of glue there again. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you hear me always say I'm a heavy gluer. So I tend to have a little bit of glue that oozes out, but again, with this Beacons 3-in-1, it just erases right off. And that's one of the other things I love about it, besides the time factor. Okay, this piece that I have for the inside, I'm going to do that first. And I'm going to slide it in first. I'm not going to glue it yet until I get it in there, because I've done that before and it's a heck of a thing to do. If you put the glue on it and then try to slide it in, and you know, it sticks, and you know, you finally get it in, but it's not a very pleasant way to do it. So this time I thought, well, I'm going to put it in, get it where I want it, and put some glue as much as I can onto the back of the paper. And if I have to slide it just a little bit, that will work. So I'm just going to glue it across the top, because it goes down pretty far. You don't have to worry about gluing it very far down, you know, for it to stay in place. Oop. Okay. Pull it up, make sure it's where I want it. Got some glue on the outside. That was, oops, my hand slipped. That was not intentional, believe me. Okay. So that will likely be enough glue for it to hold that in place, and it appears to be. Okay. So my next piece is going to be the flap. And these are already inked. I'm using ground espresso for all my inking in this journal. It's just a darker brown, and the brown seems to coordinate really well. With this, everything in the journal, both kits, it just seems to go better than black. I mean, I've done some black and yellow highlights here and there with various things, but yeah, it just didn't look right with the black, using like black soot for the, you know, for inking. Didn't care for it, so. Okay, got a little trimming to do on this side as well. Okay. And last but not least are the bees. All right. Okay, trying to get as close to the edge as possible. All right. Just knocked over my glazes there. Okay. It's got a little glue on my finger here. Gluing that little piece right there that's didn't catch. Okay. Here's the front, here's the back, and this is going to go in here and form another little pocket on this side. my glue off. And we're going to glue on 3 sides again. Okay. Bring the journal back down into the side here and just kind of eyeball it for the center. Pull it back just a little bit so it will open and close nicely. Okay, let's make sure our journal closes all right. Yes, no problem there. I'm going to move that in just a little bit more. There we go. Give it a little burnish with my fingers. Okay. There we go. Now on this side, one thing I was going to do and haven't done yet, so I'll do it now. I have 2 green inks. I have the crushed olive and I have, what is that? Peeled paint. And I'm going to go over the embossing to bring the embossed part out a little bit. And I'm using green because they're leaves. So, I'm using 2 different colors. Just kind of doing it. So you can, so it kind of shows the difference in the 2 colors. The peeled paint is a much deeper green than the olive, and it highlights, I think, things very, very well. So that way it just brings out a little bit of the olive, or the leaves, and the olive gives it that, you know, lighter touch. So there you go. Oops, I have the wrong lids on the wrong one. There we go. Yep. Okay. Now, if it gets to be a problem along here, where, you know, from the embossing, if it starts to split, which I can see that it might be doing, the easiest thing to do is to take either some, you know, of Tim Holtz tape that you've done yourself, or, you know, this electrical tape, and just put some on there to reinforce it, which I'll probably do later. So, or spray it like I didn't do before you emboss it, and then you shouldn't have this problem. Okay, so we've got those 2 in. Now, what I was going to do, let's see, on the next right here, actually, I think this one I was going to do on the page before this one. So here I planned on doing this. No, I don't think so. It was here. This is a band. It actually came off, I bought these little bags, and these were Saxion things. I don't know. I got them at Hobby Lobby. You know, whenever, the only time I buy things from Hobby Lobby is when they have their 40% off sale, because in my opinion they are just so pricey. But they have some nice things, so when they do go on sale, and I happen to be in the area because I live like 40 minutes away from the nearest store, you know, I don't make special trips to go there, but if I'm in the area, you know, I will stop there and see what they have. So I thought, well, this would make a really fun belly band. So I thought I would just put this on, glue this little bee on there. I cut it out with my hole punch off of one of my scraps. I don't even know how big these are. They aren't marked anywhere, but it looks to be about 1.5 inches to me. So I thought I would glue that on there and then glue this down to make a belly band. So that's what we're going to do there. And this, both of these have already been inked. So that, you know, you can always find something to do with your junk mail, which I use often, or your packaging, which is what this is, you know, when you buy things. I have lots of Tim Holtz packaging saved up to do things with. Probably more than I'll ever need, but it's there when I do need it. Okay, so I'm going to put him about right there, I think, which gives you room to, you know, put things in, you know. So yeah, I'm going to try to bend this back just a little. It's bent the opposite way because I'm using the other side that didn't have any advertising on it. Okay, oh goodness, my glue is oozing again, which it does all the time, especially when it gets this low, it starts to ooze if you don't put the cap on it right away, which I don't when I'm working. It's just annoying if you have to keep taking the cap on and off. I know some people are really good about it, but I am not. So, okay, I'm going to put this right on the edge, as close to the edge as I can get it. And wipe that extra glue off. What I'm going to do, got glue on my fingers, so it's not working. I'm going to open this paper. Wipe the extra glue off. And I'm going to bring out one of my big clips here. I can get this open again. And I'm going to clip that shut. Hold that there for a little bit. Make sure that glue dries. Now we're going to turn this around. And find my scissors and give it a little chop, a little bit above where it needs to be. Because this paper is not straight. This paper is one of the ones, it's kind of odd when I put the papers in opposite on a couple of these pages, so I wanted to turn them around. So in my opinion, they would look better. So I reprinted them, and when I reprinted them, they were like a ½ inch smaller than the original ones, and I never really understood why that was, but They are, so when I put them back in the thing, they were a little bit smaller, which is not a real problem because, you know, oftentimes I put different size papers in my journals, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, I'm gonna put some glue. Come on. And the next time I do any filming, I'm going to open a new glue bottle. Okay, come on. There we go. Make sure it's straight, or as straight as my eyes, and believe me, my eyes are, sorry if my head got in the shot there. Believe me, my eyes are definitely not the best. So, okay, so we're gonna let that dry a little bit. And then I've got quite a few things that I haven't used yet that I can put under that belly band. And in my last video, I showed you some stenciling that I'd been doing in the background, and you can always do that. Stamping or stenciling, you know, either one. Okay, so my last little project, we're going to turn this paper over. My last little project for today to do with you online is going to be this little bag we were talking about earlier. I'm going to put this little bag on here, and this little bag is going to hold this tag. But before I glue it down and decorate it, I'm going to have to cut this part off just a little bit because it's too long. So about there we'll probably do it. Sorry, my hands are cramping, so if you see me doing weird things with my hands, that is why. Okay, re-ink that. I think that should be about right now. Yes, that looks much better. And as I've said in my postings and in my videos, I am using elements from both the kits. I'm using the Beloved Memories kit by Mandy from SunflowersAndDors, and I'm using Heirloom Sunflowers by Julie from Julie's Papercraft. I think they really coordinate well together, and I think that was the goal. And they've done a very good job, both of them, giving us these beautiful papers to work with. And they're also issuing some really nice freebies for those of you that, you know, want to participate, and you can do so using the freebies or your own papers. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything from either of the creators. Okay, so that's gonna go there, but before I glue that down, I have a scrap of fabric that I had in my bee stash, and a piece of seam binding that I had in my stash. It's just a pale yellow, so I'm going to put that around one of the oh, I got more glue. Man, when I told you I had glue all over my fingers, I didn't realize how much, because I'm getting it everywhere. Everywhere. But my handy dandy dollar store glue eraser works beautifully. Make sure that's glued down on the edges, and then I'm going to take my two pieces together. Now I'm just going to put them through the first hoop here. And I don't even think I'm going to tie a bow. I think I'm just going to knot it a couple times. Tie it and knot it. Oh, goodness. Let me do it this way and then just move it down because it's not being very cooperative with me. Okay, there we go, finally. Done. Probably gonna knot it again or tie it in a knot rather. Let's do that. There we go. I'll trim that just a smidge. Come on, I want to get them together here. No cooperation today. There we go. Got it. Okay. And on the other side, all right, that's much better. Now, this is going to go right here. First, I'm going to glue this little flap down because we don't need that to open. And I'm going to put a little glue on each side here. And up the side. And the same on this side. Just a little bit of glue in there. There we go. That should be enough. These handles are kind of wonky, but I've been trying to stretch them and get them to lay a little bit better, but oh, it's working a little bit. Okay, that seems to have held. So we are going to glue the entire back of the bag down. And this is where you do want a lot of glue because this is heavy paper and you want it to really stick well. So you can also put your tags in and out without too much of an issue. And that's why gluing the sides together was in your best interest to do that. So, all right. I can just feel the glue when I'm pressing it down. Of course, I'm pressing it down with my gluey fingers, so that doesn't help, does it? Okay. Let's see if we can get our tag in there. It's dried enough. there we go. Oh gosh, this thing looks like it's slipped. The edge there. See if I can pull that over before it dries completely. No, it seems to be that's the way it's going to be, so. Well, that's okay. It doesn't detract too much. It's just the way the bag is made. Okay, now let's go back to our belly band. Take our clips off, make sure everything is glued properly. And we can trim this up. We have just a little bit more. There we go. Do some inking. I will likely do more decorating on these things that we've done together today. This is kind of bulging up a little bit, but I'll figure out a way to fix that so it lays flatter. It's just the way that it was bent the other way, so we'll get it fixed. And then I have one more. This is another envelope tip-in that we're going to put on this page. I like to do the tip-ins for things like this on a page that is lightly decorated or just has a background. So this one I haven't decorated yet. I just wanted to get it in our journal. So I could decorate it probably off camera maybe and come back and show you what I've done and show it and, you know, share with you any more decoration that I've done on the things that we did together today. So this is the last one for today. Make sure this writing is the right way up, which, let's see, we are going to put it in that way. So gotta make sure I'm doing this right. I don't want to make another boo-boo on camera here. And this you just want to put as close to the edge as possible. Just line it up with the edge of the envelope. Make sure it sticks well. And then you glue down the other side. And I wanted to do this envelope because it has this wonderful closure on it. Almost did it wrong again. Oh, you're probably all out there yelling, Valerie, don't do that. You're doing it wrong. You're putting it upside down. And you would have been right had I carried on the way I was going, so. All right. Just put a little bit of eraser in the crease there to get any glue out, because we don't want to glue it into the crease. Bone folder. Sure. Yep. Fold. Okay. Oh, goodness sakes. You're going to say, Valerie, you are stupid. That wasn't. Did do it wrong. So, okay, what have I done here? It has to go like this. That's upside down. I can't do it that way. All right. Something's not right here. Take this off before it glues down. Okay. We're going to tip this in this way. So we need this way and that way. That's what it is. Lordy, you would think this was rocket science today. Let me put it back on here. See, folks? Tell ya. I'll get it right before this video's over, before I bore you to death, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to put it like this, make sure this is right side up. There we go. Yeah, totally had a total mind freeze there, I guess. Get my glue off there that I screwed up on. Okay, there we go. Now, this goes on this flap and goes on the other side. Before I glue that down, I'm going to get this glue off from my mistake before my page sticks to that. See, and this is what I was telling you about this glue, and this is why I love it, because when I do make these kinds of mistakes, which happens every now and then, luckily not all the time, the glue disappears totally. It just comes right off. You can only do it, you know, I mean, if the glue's been on there a day or two, it doesn't work, but if it's just been, you know, a few minutes, you're good to go. It just comes right off. So, there we go. Now, we're putting this on here correctly. I should have inked you can barely see where the fold is in the paper. There we go. I'm pressing this down a little bit more than usual because of the little air to make sure it catches there. Okay, we are done for today. Yeah, that looks better on the right side. I think I may have to go put a little bit more glue down the very edge of that. Even it up just a little. There we go. Okay. So today, let's go back over what we did today. All right, we started here. We put a embossed envelope, a very large one that fits into the journal. We've made a pocket here, which I will decide what I want to put in there for the next video. We'll be up to date on that. And on this side, we have, this is just to reinforce the bottom of this envelope. And on this side, we decorated the pocket edge, and the tag fits in there. we put another envelope, a smaller envelope, and decorated it in the front and the back. And there's a pocket here, which we will put something in. I'll also have to decide what I want to put in this great big pocket here. And I think I'm going to have to reinforce some of this because of the problem with the embossing on that really thin material. And then we did a little belly band here that I will probably decorate a little bit more to give it more stability because it is bent the opposite way and not laying perfectly straight. And then we did this little pocket here that's made with one of the little paper bags, and they have these little handles that we decorated with some fabric and seam binding. And the last one we did, which is an undecorated envelope, but it does have, you know, this document type closure for the envelope, so wanted to use that. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and if you're new here, please subscribe. It always, you know, helps grow the channels, as you hear us all say. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Any comments? The last time I did a video, I said I haven't decided on my cover yet, so if you have any suggestions for that, I'm all ears because I still haven't decided. So comment if you would, you know, if you have anything to add or, you know, anything at all. Be glad to see them, and it's always nice to hear some of your nice comments about what my crafting. So thank you for joining me, and have a nice day, and I hope you're in a cooler area than I am. Take care. Bye-bye.